What's up, brothers and sisters? It's your brother G World, 7_D. Um, I'm gonna put out another video. I wasn't feeling all that well. I work out all the time, but I was sore and everything, and not feeling all that great. But I'm going to pump out. Hopefully, I can pump out a video at least by between Wednesday and Thursday. So I'm gonna try to pump out a video at that time. I want brothers and sisters to understand when you hear people just sit there and tell you that you just came from slaves from Africa. We got that goofy museum in D.C. that just basically traumatized you talking about slavery, we was in chains all the time. That's just telling people are conditioning you to think that you come from nothing and that you will always being subservient to someone else. We as a people need to understand that we have a great history, and our history is global. But most of us are descendant of the Aboriginal blacks that were already here. I say this all the time in my videos. I want brothers and sisters to understand that. Unfortunately, you have Negroes who still want to teach you that you just come from Africa as a slave. That's sad. That's sick. And that's stupid. But, you know, it just lets you know that we have some psychological issues and self-hate issues in our community. We cannot phantom the greatness our people built here in America. So I want to show in the book the long causeway, the long walkway that's going towards a pyramid, and between is the two gardens. I want to show that in one of my books. You see the two gardens on the left and right side, while the causeway is going right through it. You can tell that was once a great garden, and that that was part of the pyramid structure over here in the Americas. But over time, since it has not been upkept and kept in order, it's now turned into like a little forest. And so you get a lot of those pyramids that are buried under large trees that like deep in the forest, because that used to be a garden, an ancient garden that our ancestors kept up. So we must unlock the key, man. When I hear Negroes talking about their DNA tracing them to West Africa, I just laugh, because they're basically giving away their true history here in Americas, man. They're giving away their true history here in Americas, our great history in Americas. And then when you hear Umar Johnson sit there talking about Aboriginal coons and all that stuff, yeah, it takes me. I look at him being very suspect, man. I look at him being very suspect, saying that instead of taking the time out and actually studying that. Which most of these your traditional academic people are not going to teach this, because I always tell you their main goal is to get that tenure, and also a lot of them continue to get those patting their head and those accolades from the white folks. That's the part that's really bothersome. These some sick Negroes. All they care about is being accepted and want validation from people who do not like us, but who have basically stolen our history globally. All right, the people who you call Arabs today, light-skinned people, pale people, they are Turks. They're Turks. They're not the true Arabs. An Arab, a real Arab, is a black person. Let's get this fact straight. Just like the original Hebrewic people, they didn't call themselves Jews. The original Hebrewic people, Hebrew people, were Negroes. I haven't seen that documentary yet. I'm going to look at it from Hebrews and Negroes. I've read numerous books. Hebrewism in West Africa, um, The Valley of the Dry Bones, Babylon to Timbuktu by, I think, Randolph Windsor. These are books that talks about the original Hebrewic people were Negroes. All right, so there's not even a debate today. It really isn't. But a lot of these white Jewish scholars, in order to link themselves to the area that they had now, they had to change the history and whiten up everything. So they whiten up North Africa and even whiten up the Americas. So that's just basically, they've started to rewrite history with the stroke of a pen. I tell brothers and sisters that you cannot be anti-Shemitic, because many of our people are Shemitic. It's impossible for you to be anti-Semitic. It's a joke in itself to even throw that out. And when you have people who say that, and then they get mad that you dare to say that you're the original Hebrewic people, they don't want to call you anti-Semitic for that. They want to say that you hate yourself, which is ridiculous. So we gonna have to understand, man, that we have no friends. And some of my people still talking that coalition stuff. We have no friends, man. We have none. And until some of my people come to the realization of that, you're going to be at lost at sea. You have to understand. You must have the mindset of really looking at things in a sort of a like a hunter and hunted society. We have to understand that no one likes us. There's a lot of envy and jealousy. Man, these white and Asian Indians know they're not the original quote Indians. They're not Indians or these Native Americans. They're not the original people here. They're pale people. They came much later. Much later. Much, much, much later. Those were nomadic people. They had no knowledge of building no damn pyramids or no damn mounds because so-called black people were building that all over the damn world. This is what gets me about some of these YouTubers who, there's no proof that that black people were in Americas. I heard about Abu Bakr, Mansa Musa's older half-brother, but there's no proof to that. I mean, are you serious? Are you serious? But yet these are these Negroes who are all online miseducating our people. That has to stop, man. We cannot continue to miseducate our people on our history and our true culture. We must reclaim the ancient Americas. That's our history. We must reclaim it and the greatness and the wonders of it. Yes, some of my people just want to go to Africa and chase after Africa. Well, the greatest of civilizations were here in the Americas. But you're going to have to open your mind and open your eyes and willing to want to learn your true history. You will continue to be a slave or have a slave mindset if you continue just to go with a slave narrative of your history. The first time our people were here in Americas, we were not no damn slaves. We were not brought over on no slave ships. The first time we were here in Americas, we were the original people here, and we built pyramids and mounds throughout the Americas and other different earth type structures. And when you hear people who continue to say that black Americans are from Nigeria, they don't know what the hell they talking about, man. And there's a few Negroes with popular YouTube pages keep saying that, and them clowns don't know what the hell they talking about, man. They have not really studied the black histories in ancient Americas. They have not put in their research. These people have buried our true history. I told you before in one of my previous posts that Christopher Columbus at best was a Moor, a Negro. Jay Rogers said that in his book, I want to say Sex and Race Volume 2, I believe it was in that one. He talked about that. But yet you never hear these Negro scholars talk about that. Gates redid a book with 100 Major Facts About the Negro by Jay Rogers and took all the Moor stuff out. That is an idiot, man, to do that. But that tells you that he's trying to promote his agenda or promote his propaganda. And that's what it is, man. It is sad that a lot of our history has been distorted by people who look like us. But we have to remember that people who look like us help sell us out. You have to understand that. White folks did not have the technology to do a damn thing. They were trained and educated and civilized by the black Europeans. Period. That's not my opinion. That's a fact. These people have done so much lying, so much distortion. They whiten up all the Aboriginal blacks in the Americas and Europe and put a white face to everything. And yet, when you point this out, then he want to start quoting Dr. King. But yeah, when Dr. King was assassinated, he had a negative approval rate amongst white folks. I think it was around 33%, something like that. I'm not sure, but it was a very negative approval rate when he was assassinated. Now, but you get all these white folks today claim that they love the man, honor the man, when they didn't give a damn about the man. Yet when Aretha Franklin passed and Farrakhan was there were these white folks who were mad that Farrakhan was there, but Farrakhan and them were part of the movement in the 60s. The Nation of Islam used to provide security to many of these doggone entertainers. But yet these white folks claim to be down, or their damn parents claim to be down. Their parents are probably at 33%, or that other percent, that the majority from the 33% that hated Dr. King. Give me a damn break, man. Do not listen to these people, because they continue to show how we must separate from them. I'm all for separation. We must separate from them. And then when you say that, oh, you preaching hate. No, I'm preaching hate. All the stuff that we've been going through with you people, all the stuff that we've been catching all the hell from you, why the hell we want to be around you? They made money off our intellectual property. They made money off of stealing our ideas, stealing our culture. The NFL be nothing without the black athlete. The NFL changed in the 60s when it became a speed game. It became a speed game with players like Bob Hayes, the former Olympic, the fastest man in the world when he went to Dallas Cowboys. Defenses had to change because Bob Hayes would run deep and burn you deep. The game developed in a speed game in the 60s. That's why you start seeing more a fluctuation of black